Ever wake up from a dream and you're like, wait, why couldn't I control that? Like trying to run, but your legs are stuck.
Oh, yeah, I know that feeling.
Well, what if you could control your dreams? What if you could steer them any way you wanted?
That would be pretty amazing.
That's what we're diving into today, lucid dreaming.
Ah, lucid dreaming. Being aware you're dreaming while you're still in the dream.
Right. And this research is about actually using those lucid dreams to do stuff, interact with the dream world almost.
It's a fascinating phenomenon, and it's been around for a while, actually.
Oh, yeah.
The term lucid dreaming goes all the way back to 1913. A Dutch physician, Frederick Willem van Eden, came up with it.
So it's not just some new age thing.
Not at all.
Yeah.
And it's not just some rare thing either.
Yeah.
It was scientifically validated back in '75 by a researcher named Keith Hearn, in a lab setting, no less.
So it's a real thing, like scientifically proven.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know what's really interesting? It's more common than you might think.
Ah.
Oh, yeah. There's this huge analysis, 34 studies spanning like 50 years, found that over half of all people have had at least one lucid dream.
So there's a good chance a lot of us listening have already experienced it without even realizing it.
Exactly. But this research takes it a step further. It's not just about knowing you're dreaming. It's about actually doing something with that awareness.
Okay, I'm hooked. Tell me more. How did the researchers actually study this?
Well, they had 5 really experienced lucid dreamers.
Okay, hardcore dreamers.
Exactly. And they trained them to control a virtual car avatar on a computer while they were awake.
So like a video game kind of thing.
Kind of. But they weren't using a joystick or anything. They were using specific muscle contractions.
Wait, what?
Yeah. They wore sensors that picked up tiny electrical signals from their muscles. And those signals controlled the car on the screen.
So they were basically learning to steer a car with their thoughts.
You got it. But here's where it gets really wild. They added a two-way communication element.
Okay, now I'm really intrigued. Two-way, what does that mean?
So the dreamers could not only send signals out from their dreams to control the car, they could also receive feedback back into the dream.
Hold on, they were getting information back from the virtual world into their dream.
You bet. They set up obstacles in the virtual environment. When the car hit an obstacle, flashing lights signaled that to the dreamer.
No way! Like playing a video game from inside your dream.
Pretty much. It's like, whoa. But before you ask, yes, they made sure they were actually lucid dreaming.
Okay, good. Because dreams can be pretty crazy. How'd they verify it?
They used the gold standard, pre-agreed eye movements. Before falling asleep, the participants agreed to make specific eye movements once they became lucid.
Clever.
And they had sensors tracking everything. Brain waves, muscle activity, eye movements, the whole 9 yards.
Like a dream detective squad.
Right. But the big question is, did it work? Could they actually control the car from their dreams?
Yeah, that's the part I'm waiting for.
And the answer is yes. All 5 participants successfully controlled the car to some degree, moving it around, avoiding obstacles, responding to the light signals.
Wow, so they were really driving in their dreams. What kind of success rate are we talking?
Out of 18 recorded lucid dreams, 12 of them had successful car control. That's like 12 moves and 28 turns total.
Okay, color me impressed. But can you give me an example? Like, paint me a picture of one of these dream drivers.
Sure. Let's take participant #1. He had a tough time with the flashing lights at first.
Yeah.
Too intense. Woke him up a couple times. But then he had one lucid dream where he made 17 successful turns to avoid the obstacles.
17 turns. He was really navigating a course in his dream. That must have felt incredible.
I can only imagine. But this is bigger than just playing games in our sleep, right?
Right. So what does this mean, big picture? Why is this research such a big deal?
It shows that we can interact with our dreams in a measurable way. This isn't just subjective experience, it's real scientific data.
Okay, I'm following.
It opens up possibilities we could only dream of before. Therapy, artistic expression, maybe even understanding consciousness itself.
Whoa, slow down. You're talking about healing trauma, creating art, solving the mysteries of the mind, all through lucid dreaming.
We're just scratching the surface here. This research is a glimpse into a whole new world of possibilities.
Okay, my mind is officially blown. This is definitely a deep dive I'm glad we're taking. So, what's next? What are the researchers hoping to do now?
Well, they want to move beyond the virtual world.
What do you mean?
They want to see if people can control physical objects from within a lucid dream, not just a virtual car.
Like real-world stuff.
Exactly. Think about it. Controlling a robot arm, a drone, even a light switch, all with your thoughts while you're dreaming. They think it's possible based on what they've found.
Now that's a future I'd like to see. But let's be real for a second. What about the limitations of this study? What were some of the challenges they faced?
Well, for one, they didn't have specialized equipment. They had to adapt what already existed, which could have affected their results.
So you're saying their results could be even more impressive with better tech?
Exactly.
Wow, what other limitations did they have?
Figuring out where to put those sensors. Everyone's different, so the best spot for picking up muscle signals can vary. Plus, muscle tension in the dream world didn't always perfectly match up with the sensor readings.
So, like, some trial and error involved, huh?
Oh, for sure. And then there's that feedback system, those flashing lights.
Yeah, did those cause any problems?
Well, it was tough finding the sweet spot for the intensity. Bright enough to see through closed eyelids, but not so bright they woke the dreamer up.
Ah, so they could have disrupted the lucid dream if those lights were too strong.
Exactly. It's a delicate balance.
Wow, sounds like they had a lot to juggle.
Definitely. But even with those challenges, the results are pretty remarkable. They've really opened a door to a whole new realm of possibilities.
Okay, so we've talked about potential, but you also mentioned therapy. And even understanding consciousness itself. Can you unpack that a bit?
Sure. Imagine someone with a phobia using a lucid dream to confront their fear safely in their own mind.
Like a virtual reality therapy session, but it's all in their head?
Right. Or someone with nightmares, rewriting the script of their dreams. And the possibilities for understanding consciousness, that's where it gets really exciting.
How so?
By studying how the conscious mind interacts with the dream world, we could learn so much about how awareness works. It's like having a window into the human mind.
Wow, that's deep. It seems like this research isn't just about controlling dreams. It's about understanding what it means to be human.
Exactly. It's a journey of discovery, and we're just taking the first steps.
Speaking of journeys, there's one more thing I want to talk about. It's probably the most mind-blowing possibility of all. Interdream communication.
Ah, yes. That's where things get really wild.
Buckle up, because we're about to go down a rabbit hole where dreams collide and the lines between reality and fantasy get blurry.
It's going to be a wild ride. Imagine stepping into someone else's dream, or they step into yours.
Okay, that's definitely wild.
And not just watching, actually interacting, talking, sharing the experience, working together.
Whoa, like a shared dream world.
Exactly. Interdream communication. And this research hints that it might actually be possible.
Hold on, you're saying we could have conversations in dreams, share experiences, even create things together, all while we're sleeping.
Sounds crazy, right?
Yeah.
But think about what we just talked about. Those participants, they were sending signals out of their dreams and getting feedback back in.
Yeah, okay, I get that. But that was just one person at a time.
Right. But now imagine connecting multiple dreamers to a similar system, sending signals back and forth to each other.
So instead of a virtual car, they're interacting with each other's dream landscapes, maybe even each other's dream avatars.
You got it. Like shared virtual reality, but generated by the dreamer's own minds. The implications are, well, staggering.
Staggering is putting it mildly. But wouldn't it be, like, insanely hard to sync up people's dreams?
Oh, absolutely. That's a huge challenge. This study was just one dreamer at a time, synchronizing multiple brains, getting them all lucid at the same time, then keeping that shared dream world stable. That's a whole other level.
Sounds like a pretty massive undertaking.
It is. But let's say, just for fun, that they could do it. What would that world look like? What could we do with interdream communication?
Okay, I'm game. Let's imagine.
Think about creative brainstorming. Teams working together in a shared dream space, coming up with ideas that wouldn't even be possible in the waking world.
Architects designing buildings that defy gravity. Musicians writing music that taps into emotions we don't even have words for. Authors creating stories that blur the lines between fantasy and reality.
Exactly. And it's not just about art or creativity. What about therapy groups?
Mm-hmm.
People connecting in a dream space, supporting each other in ways they couldn't in real life.
Or even just friends hanging out, going on dream adventures together.
It's a world where the boundaries of the self disappear, where imagination rules, where the collective unconscious becomes a playground for exploration.
It's exhilarating. And a little scary, to be honest, sharing our dreams, our fears, our deepest selves with others.
It is, but it also shows just how powerful the human mind is. We're just scratching the surface of what we're capable of, both individually and together.
So how would they even go about tackling this, the whole interdream communication thing?
They're banking on brain-computer interface technology.
Brain-computer interface. Catchy. What does that even mean?
Basically, it's about better ways to monitor and influence brain activity. As that tech gets more advanced, the idea of syncing up multiple dreamers becomes more realistic.
So this isn't just some sci-fi fantasy. There's an actual path to making it happen.
Right. It might not be next week or even next year, but it's a goal that's driving some really exciting research in neuroscience, psychology, all those fields.
I wonder if, someday, even people who aren't great at lucid dreaming could get in on the action. Like technology that guides them into that state, or creates shared dream environments that anyone can access.
Now, that's an interesting thought. And it's not impossible. As we learn more about how dreams work in the brain, and as brain-computer interfaces get more sophisticated, we might be able to open up lucid dreaming to everyone.
That's wild. We could be on the verge of a whole new era of human connection, one that goes beyond the limits of the physical world.
It's an exciting time to be alive, that's for sure. But as we head into this uncharted territory, there's something we need to remember. With great power comes great responsibility.
Ooh, that sounds ominous. What do you mean? You've talked about the amazing possibilities, but what about the potential downsides? Are there any ethical concerns?
Absolutely. Any new tech has risks, right?
Yeah.
And intradream communication is no different. One big worry is manipulation.
Manipulation? How?
Imagine someone using this tech to mess with another person's dreams, planting ideas, influencing their behavior, even stealing personal information, all without their consent.
That's creepy. Like a violation of our most private space, our own minds.
Exactly. So, as we develop this technology, we need to be incredibly careful. We need ethical guidelines, safeguards to prevent abuse.
Like a code of conduct for the dream world. Dream ethics.
I like that, dream ethics. We have to make sure this tech is used responsibly, for good, not for harm.
Okay, so we've talked benefits, we've talked risks. But what about the practical side of things? Beyond the mind-bending possibilities, are there any real-world uses for this research?
Actually, yeah. One area researchers are excited about is learning and skill development. Imagine athletes training in a hyper-realistic dream environment. Musicians practicing complex pieces without the limits of physical instruments. Surgeons honing their skills in virtual operating rooms.
It's like a 247 training ground for your mind and body.
Exactly. And since time can work differently in dreams, you could potentially get years of practice in a single night.
That's insane, like a fast-forward button for learning.
And it's not just physical skills. Learning languages, memorizing facts, even improving your problem-solving skills. All possible within a lucid dream.
It's like having a personal dream tutor guiding you.
That's a great way to put it. And since dreams are so emotionally powerful, the learning experience could be way more engaging and effective than traditional methods.
So we're not just talking about learning, we're talking about turning education into an adventure.
Exactly. That's what makes this research so exciting. It's about pushing the boundaries of science, but it's also about unlocking the limitless potential of the human mind.
Well said. As we keep exploring the world of dreams, who knows what we'll discover next?
The future of dreaming is definitely bright. I can't wait to see what we find.
This has been an incredible journey so far. From controlling virtual cars to the mind-blowing concept of interdream communication. But let's bring it back down to earth for a second. For our listeners who are intrigued by lucid dreaming, what can they do to start exploring their own dream worlds more consciously?
That's a great question. And the good news is you don't need any special equipment or a PhD to start exploring. One of the easiest and most effective techniques is to keep a dream journal. Just keep a notebook by your bed, and when you wake up, write down everything you can remember from your dreams.
So capturing those fleeting images, emotions, stories that usually disappear as we wake up.
Exactly. And as you do that, you'll start to notice patterns, recurring symbols, themes. That awareness of your dream world is the first step towards becoming more lucid.
Like learning the language of your subconscious.
Exactly. Another helpful technique is reality testing. Throughout the day, just ask yourself, am I dreaming? Then do a quick check to see if you are.
Like the old pinch yourself trick.
You could, but there are other checks that might be better. Try looking at your hands. In dreams, they often look weird, distorted. Or look at a clock or some text. Numbers and letters tend to do funky things in dreams.
So training your brain to spot those little glitches in reality.
Right. And the more you do it while you're awake, the more likely you are to do it spontaneously in a dream. And that's what leads to that aha moment, that realization that you're dreaming.
Like planting seeds of awareness that can grow into full-blown lucid dreams.
I like that. And that's just the beginning. There are tons of resources out there for people who want to learn more about lucid dreaming, books, websites, online communities, even workshops.
A whole world waiting to be explored. So for anyone listening who's feeling inspired, don't wait. Start paying attention to your dreams. Try those reality checks and see where the journey takes you.
And who knows, maybe one day we'll all be hanging out in shared dream worlds, pushing the boundaries of human experience even further.
Now that's a dream worth having. But before we get too carried away with the future, let's make sure we've hit all the main points from this research for our listeners.
Absolutely. This study was just a starting point, a peek into a world of possibilities that we're just starting to explore.
But it showed us something crucial. The conscious mind can interact with the dream world in a way we can measure and repeat. And that changes everything.
For a long time, dreams were seen as this mysterious thing that just happened to us. But this research flips that idea on its head.
So it's not just about watching our dreams, it's about taking control, being active participants, shaping our own dream experiences.
Exactly. It's about realizing we have power, even in the unpredictable world of dreams. And that opens up a world of potential, not just for understanding our minds, but for changing how we live, how we learn, how we connect with each other.
That's pretty powerful. It makes you wonder if years from now, we'll look back on this research as the moment when we really started to understand the power of the dreaming mind.
It's definitely possible. And as we keep refining the technology, keep exploring the mysteries of consciousness, who knows what incredible discoveries are waiting for us.
That's the beauty of science. It's a never-ending adventure of exploration and discovery. And with every breakthrough, we unlock a little more of the magic of the universe, both inside and outside ourselves.
It really is. And this research, focusing on two-way communication from inside a lucid dream, gives us an amazing roadmap for where we can go next.
Okay, let's break this down for our listeners one last time. We've talked about controlling virtual cars, therapy, skill development, even that mind-blowing idea of interdream communication. But what's the core message here? What's the big takeaway from this study that makes it so revolutionary?
The biggest thing, I think, is this. Our conscious minds can interact with and influence the dream world in a measurable, repeatable way. That's huge. For centuries, dreams have been seen as this mysterious, elusive realm, something that happens to us. This research shows that we can be active participants in our dreams.
It's not just about watching our dreams. It's about taking the wheel, becoming active participants, shaping our own dream experiences.
Exactly. It's about realizing we have agency, even in the seemingly uncontrollable world of dreams. And that realization opens up a whole world of possibilities, not just for understanding the human mind, but for changing how we live, learn, and connect with each other.
That's incredibly empowering. It makes you wonder if one day we'll look back at this research as a turning point, the moment we finally started to unlock the true potential of the dreaming mind.
It's certainly possible. And as we continue to refine the technology and delve deeper into the mysteries of consciousness, who knows what other incredible discoveries await us?
It's a journey I'm excited to be a part of, even if it's just as an armchair explorer following along with the latest research. But before we wrap things up, I want to make sure we leave our listener with some practical advice. If someone is listening to this and they're intrigued by the idea of lucid dreaming, what can they do to start exploring their own dream world more consciously?
That's a great question. And the good news is that you don't need fancy equipment or a degree in neuroscience to start tapping into your lucid dreaming potential. One of the simplest and most effective techniques is to start keeping a dream journal. Keep a notebook by your bed, and as soon as you wake up, jot down as many details as you can remember from your dreams.
So it's about paying attention to those fleeting images, emotions, and narratives that often fade away as we wake up.
Exactly. And as you start recording your dreams, you'll begin to notice recurring patterns, symbols, and themes. This heightened awareness of your dream world is a crucial first step towards becoming more lucid.
It's like learning the language of your own subconscious mind.
That's a great way to put it. Another technique that can help you cultivate lucid dreaming is reality testing. This involves regularly asking yourself throughout the day, am I dreaming? And then performing a simple check to see if you are.
Like that classic pinch yourself test.
Well, that's one option, but there are other checks that might be more effective. For example, you could try looking at your hands. In dreams, hands often appear distorted or strange. Or you could try looking at a clock or reading a piece of text. In dreams, numbers and letters often shift and change in bizarre ways.
So it's about training your mind to be on the lookout for those subtle glitches in the matrix, those moments when the fabric of reality seems to bend a little.
Exactly. And the more you practice these reality checks in your waking life, the more likely you are to start performing them spontaneously in your dreams, leading to that wonderful aha moment of lucidity.
It's like planting seeds of awareness that can eventually blossom into full-blown lucid dreams. That's an empowering thought.
It is. And it's just the beginning. There are many other techniques and resources available for those who want to delve deeper into the world of lucid dreaming. There are books, websites, online communities, even workshops and retreats dedicated to exploring the potential of the dreaming mind.
It's a whole universe waiting to be explored. And to our listener out there, if this deep dive has sparked your curiosity, we encourage you to take that first step. Start paying attention to your dreams, practice those reality checks, and see where the journey takes you. You might be surprised by what you discover.
And who knows? Maybe one day we'll all be connecting and communicating with each other within shared dream worlds, pushing the boundaries of human experience further than we ever thought possible.
That's a dream worth striving for. Until next time, keep exploring, keep dreaming, and keep questioning the nature of reality itself.
It really is. And, this research, focusing on two-way communication right from inside a lucid dream, it gives us this, amazing roadmap for where we could go next.
Yeah. Okay, let's break that down one last time for our listeners. We've covered a lot of ground here. Controlling virtual cars, therapy, skill development, even that mind-blowing concept of interdream communication. But at its core, what's the big takeaway from this study? What makes it so groundbreaking?
I think the biggest takeaway is this. Our conscious minds can interact with and actually influence the dream world. And in a measurable, repeatable way, that's a total game changer.
Oh, look, I'm with you.
Because for centuries, right, dreams have been seen as this mysterious, elusive thing, something that just happens to us. But this research, it challenges that whole notion.
So it's not just about observing our dreams, it's about taking control, becoming active participants, shaping our own dream experiences.
Exactly. It's about realizing we have agency, even in this seemingly uncontrollable world of dreams. And that realization, it opens up so many possibilities, not just for understanding the human mind, but for potentially transforming how we live, how we learn, how we connect with each other.
That's powerful stuff. It makes me wonder if, years from now, we'll look back at this research and be like, that was the turning point. That's when we really started to unlock the potential of the dreaming mind.
It's definitely possible. And as we keep refining the technology, keep delving deeper into these mysteries of consciousness, who knows what other amazing discoveries are out there.
It's a journey I'm excited to be a part of, even if it's just as an armchair explorer following along with the latest research. But before we sign off, let's give our listeners some practical advice. For anyone who's listening and thinking, okay, lucid dreaming sounds cool, but how do I even start? What can they do to explore their own dream world more consciously?
That's a great question. And the good news is you don't need fancy equipment or a PhD to tap into your lucid dreaming potential. One of the simplest, most effective things you can do is start keeping a dream journal. Just grab a notebook, keep it by your bed, and as soon as you wake up, write down as much as you can remember from your dreams.
So capturing those fleeting images, emotions, stories, all the stuff that usually fades away as we wake up.
Exactly. And as you start recording your dreams, you'll start noticing patterns, recurring symbols, themes. That awareness of your dream world, that's the first step towards becoming more lucid.
It's like you're learning the language of your subconscious.
That's a great way to put it. Another technique that can really help is reality testing. Throughout the day, just stop for a second and ask yourself, am I dreaming? Then do a quick check to see if you are.
Like the old pinch yourself test.
You could, but there are other checks that might work even better. Try looking at your hands. In dreams, hands often look weird, distorted. Or try looking at a clock or some text. Numbers and letters tend to do funky things in dreams.
So training your brain to spot those little glitches in reality, those moments where things don't quite add up.
Exactly. And the more you practice those reality checks while you're awake, the more likely you are to do them spontaneously in a dream. And that's when you get that aha moment, that realization that you're dreaming.
Like planting seeds of awareness that can eventually grow into those full-blown lucid dreams.
Pretty cool.
It is. And that's just the beginning. There are so many other techniques and resources out there for people who want to dive deeper into lucid dreaming. Books, websites, online communities, even workshops and retreats.
It's a whole universe waiting to be explored. So to everyone listening out there, if this deep dive has sparked your curiosity, take that first step. Start paying attention to your dreams. Try those reality checks and see where the journey takes you. You might be surprised by what you discover.
And who knows, maybe someday we'll all be connecting with each other in shared dream worlds, pushing the boundaries of human experience even further. That's a dream worth striving for. Until next time, keep exploring, keep dreaming, and keep questioning the nature of reality itself. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive. We'll catch you in the next one.